Leadership development that drives student achievement. Aspiring administrators. If you're avoiding hard conversations, you're not being kind. You're risking instruction, culture, and results. Hi, I'm Cherry Davidson. I help school leaders build leadership systems that actually hold up under pressure, especially the conversations that can't be postponed. Today, I'm going to give you a warm, direct framework for hard conversations as a principle so you can address the issue clearly without turning it into a conflict. First, what a hard conversation really is and isn't. A hard conversation is not venting, it's not threatening, it's not putting someone in their place, it's not debating either endlessly. A hard conversation is a leadership reset where you clarify expectations, you name the impact, and you align on next steps and follow through. And here's the most important mindset shift: you're not trying to win, you're trying to change behavior. Now, there's a 5 part framework that you can use every time. I'm going to give you the exact sequence. Part one, prepare with clarity. Before you meet, make a list. What is the specific expectation that I want from this meeting? What did you observe? Facts, not stories. What impact is it having on students or colleagues? What must change and by when? If you can't answer those, you're going to stumble through that meeting. Part two, open and direct conversation. Start with a tone and a purpose. Try, I want to talk about something important because I care about student outcomes and our team. Or thank you for meeting with me. I'm going to be direct so we can move forward. Or this conversation is not about blame, it's about alignment. Warm and direct every time. Part three, name the concern with evidence. Here's a sample script. Here's what I'm seeing, or here's what that affects, or here's what we need to see moving forward. You keep it factual. What was the date and time this happened with context? What happened? What led to it? No character attacks, only facts. Then you listen for understanding and you're not negotiating. Hard conversations fail when leaders only talk. Say to the teacher, help me understand your perspective, or what's getting in the way, or what do you think would make this workable? Then you listen. And you don't let the conversation turn into an argument about whether or not the expectation matters. Part five, you co create next steps and a timeline. This is where leadership becomes real. Agree on 1 or 2 specific actions, a timeline, what evidence you'll look for, and what support you can provide if any is needed. When you'll follow up, then you end with commitment, with something like, so starting next week, we will, or next time we meet, we'll review evidence of. The warm and direct language prevents escalation. Use phrases that keep you grounded. Remember, when you're talking to the person, you use warm phrases like, I respect you, I want you to succeed. I know this isn't how you normally react, or I know it isn't easy for you. I'm here to support you. But when you get to the standards, you have to be direct. The expectation is non negotiable. This needs to change. Let's be clear about the next steps. But you also need to avoid statements like, I feel like, everybody knows, you always, or you never. Remember, direct to the standard, but warm to the person. Here's a word for word example meeting with a teacher, a principal and a teacher. The principal says, "Thank you for meeting with me. I'm going to be direct so we can move forward. I appreciate your work and I want you to succeed. Here's what I'm seeing during instruction, observations. I've noticed that students are not consistently receiving the planned feedback during the learning cycle. The impact I'm seeing is that misconceptions aren't quickly corrected, and students take longer to master key skills. Our instructional expectation is that we provide feedback during the learning so students can adjust while they're still learning, not after they're done. Help me understand what's getting in the way of doing that consistently." And then you just pause and listen. Thank you. Here's what we're going to do. Starting next week, we'll implement a planned in the moment feedback routine. Specifically, I'll let you choose what you want that to be. I'll support you by doing a co planning meeting before that starts. Then I'll follow up on Thursday at 1 o'clock to look for evidence that feedback is happening and students are correcting misconceptions sooner. Does that timeline and plan work for you? Warm, clear, accountable. Here's what to remember: prepare with clarity, open, warm, and direct. Name concern with evidence. Listen to understand. Co-create next steps with timeline and follow-up. If you're building leadership strength, comment with this: what's the hardest part for you? Starting the conversation, staying calm, or setting next steps with follow through. And subscribe to Cherry Davidson. We're building leaders who drive student achievement through practical leadership systems. Thank you.